Right, guys, welcome. I'm just logging in now. Gonna get the Moors going real quick. Today's gonna be an EU stream. I'll cling on to my AP over my QP the following few days, just so that I can actually try in the MAT next. What is it, in like 3-4 days, 5 days maybe? So yeah, we'll be on EU. I'm gonna start with Moors before I run out of time. In fact, unless people are already pushing it, it might be looking a bit iffy. But we'll see what we can do there, and then we'll go forward. So let's jump on in. I actually started 1 minute late today because I've been playing loads of PoE. I've been playing PoE and watching Harry Potter. I don't know what it is. I'm in like one of these weird moods lately where I really enjoy stuff that's about people like training or starting their careers or something, you know? I don't know. Like I did that whole Scrubs binge, which I considered to be rather similar, and now there's the whole Harry Potter thing. I think I just miss being like a kid and like that sense of like training up and that lots of things are possible in the future and blah blah blah. Anyway, yeah, it's been pretty good. I actually hate. Well, I didn't hate. I went back to the Harry Potters, the early ones, when I was in my like late teens, I think. And I kind of loathed them because I couldn't handle the child acting and stuff, and I just didn't get on board with them. But now I actually kind of like them. I think the early movies aren't as bad as I thought they were. They're really campy and cheesy and cartoony, and the acting is bad, but I think that's okay. I don't know. I feel like I was too harsh on them before when I was, you know, a late teen. Maybe I was just overly edgy or always looking for things to be, I don't know, too serious or some shit. But I kind of like them. They're kind of campy and just fun and, you know, a bit over the top, and that's okay because, you know, you read the room, right? Like that's kind of what they're meant to be. So I don't know. I'll keep going though. That's just the first movie. There's something about PoE that I just love watching movies while playing it. It's really weird. But for the first time in that game, I'm actually at Act 5. I've actually just beaten Act 5. When I first played it, there were only 3 acts. Then I played it again when there were 4, and then they like made it 10 acts, and I haven't played it since then. Well, I finally got to the new content for the first time in all that time. They're gonna add like another 7 soon, so that's kind of amazing. But yeah, so it's been alright. I'm playing anyone who gives a damn. I'm playing a Holy Flame Totem build, which is super brain dead and super face roll, but that lets me watch movies, you see, so it's pretty good. Alright, if you guys want to play this with me, let's get into the Guild Wars. I've got a squad up. I'm on EU. We've got the escorts in 2 minutes. Looks like one of the pre's has been completed, which is nice. I'm supposing... Wait, is this Kassan's event is overlapping with the meta? That's fucking weird. I'm supposing there's some people here then for that. I'll go to LFG as well. So let's have a look. Open worlds. Should I just do... It's not Central Tyria. I guess I have to do the Desolation, but no one's going to be looking here. There needs to be like a global LFG channel for each category, right? There needs to be like all written above Central Tyria so you can just see them all. These should be filters for a global pool that I can choose to look at. It would make the game feel less dead if that was going on too. And then you could have that for each one. Who the hell ever LFGs for this? Cleanup crew. Dude. Story. Oh, dude. This is kind of cool. There's a guy doing the personal story. No one in HOTE. Someone's in POF. And Living World's got 2 of them. That's kind of cool. Alright, yeah, I really don't care about doing these pre-events. But we'll get running with these. Nostalgia is a lie. What do you mean? Have I done the new strike mission? Oh, it just rotated, did it? No, I haven't. I probably won't on stream, though. I'm still got an aversion to the new patch. But we will, we'll get on it. Don't you guys worry. Speaking of aversion to the new patch, future of the game and stuff, there's a Reddit post I saw that was vaguely positive today, which is kind of interesting. It was Tom Abernathy, the guy, I think he's head of narrative, right? Relatively new-ish to the studio. Who someone tweeted about Guild Wars saying that everyone's a downer about it, and he was like, no, we do have good stuff. So I mean, it's nice to see someone communicating. Yeah, narrative lead, and he's from Bungie. He did a lot of stuff with Halo Reach, which is obviously getting its relaunch on PC in just a matter of days. Every time you see someone says Path of Exile, you think of the Magic the Gathering card. My opinion on that game has dropped playing it. It's a lot like Guild Wars 2. Okay, so we'll do this first one. We're going to sweep left to right. it's a lot like Guild Wars 2 in that, as far as I can tell, here's what happened with that game. It was like a meaningful, it was a 3-act game, and it had like meaningful gameplay right in the first act when it first came out. Enemies could hurt you. You know, loot was getting interesting. The pace of it wasn't too fast. It was a meaningful experience in Acts 1, 2, and 3. Then when they added Act 4, as far as I can tell, and as far as I can remember, they like shuffled it so that Act 1 and 2 were like really easy, and then it kind of became like endgame like shifted along. And that's all well and good because they knew people just wanted to spam through the stuff anyway. The veterans wanted to spam through the early stuff because they'd already played it. But what it meant is that the early stuff became kind of meaningless. Like all of Act 1 kind of just was fucking run through it as fast as possible. And then when they expanded it again, it seems like the same things happened. So basically, what I just experienced playing the game, and I don't know whether my build's OP or what. I mean, I'm just making it as I go along. It's like not a game. It's like the first 4 acts, there's literally nothing that can do anything any damage to you. Everything dies in like half a second. And it's all just like wonky as fuck, and like you don't care about any items you get. You literally just, and the game like gives you like a teleport skill that you just spam to just TP around. And you basically just navigate purely by the minimap instead of actually enjoying the environments or anything. The story is shit, and I've always thought the story is shit in that game, or at least really hard to digest and get into. So it's just like, what's the point of all of this? It's just like boring bullshit that you're just spamming through. It's pretending to be a game. It's not really a game. It's like, oh yeah, you just have to wait until like Act 5 before it becomes a game. And yeah, now they've started being able to do a bit of damage back to me, and I'm starting to think, alright, I'll invest in defenses and stuff. But it's just weird. It's like, why are studios doing this? Like, what if I want to have a meaningful experience in Act 1, 2, and 3? Because I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. I press the E key on my keyboard, and I kill everything in sight instantly. I put one totem down, and everything dies. And it doesn't even attack me. It attacks the totem instead. And then, like, you can ascend in Act 3, and now I've got, like, three of them that I can put down. And, like, the league mechanic is vaguely interesting, but everything instantly dies as well. It's so shit, like, and I can see why it's happened, I think. It's just because veterans are saying, oh, I just want to get this bit done with it. So they, like, embrace that sense of, I just want to get it done with. It's really weird. I don't see the point. I don't know why studios invalidate, like, what they have built. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm into new content now, so it's kind of good. Oh, don't let me rant too hard. You know, this is kind of really good for me, this moment of this event, because it makes me realize just how brain dead I get when I'm talking while playing. Like, the entire reason I'm here is to do this interaction, and I forget to do it because I'm busy talking about something else. I love how it uses an actual finisher when I do that. Alright, they're pushing the next event as well. Oh, they pushed 2 of them at once. And some of you guys are over at it. What's wrong with you all? We gotta go. We gotta go to that third one. The event's gonna be done in a second. Alright, Sky Scale. Go. 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 Land to get our shit back. Oh, that won't give us our endurance back. Oh my god. Are they doing the spikes already? No. We still see the shield, so they're not doing the spikes yet. Alright, here we go. Don't trigger the Sky Scale bug, because we want as maximum time as possible. It's Zuba culture. No one wants to get to the point that they just want to get rewarded immediately. I don't know. I don't know whether it's that people, like, on a, like... I don't think people directly tackle what's going on. I don't think they actively think about what's going on. I'm sure if I sat any of them down and said, what is the point of this part of the game? They'd all acknowledge it's like... I think what it is, right? I think it's that people, if they think that an experience is kind of shitty, they would rather ram it aside than deal with why it's shitty, right? So, if you're a PoE veteran and you're getting bored replaying Act 1 and 2 every time there's a new league, instead of tackling that boredom, they just say, fine, we'll just rush you through the league. And they'll applaud that. And that's similar to what happens with Guild Wars, right? Instead of tackling why the personal story is kind of rubbish or whatever, or why the leveling in the open world isn't that good, or whatever deficiencies, why the game isn't tutorialized properly, whatever deficiency you might think it is, instead of doing any of that and tackling it, they just give you a level 80 booster. because it's easier for the studio and the audience. They see the problem as solved because they don't have to interact with it anymore. But it's a crime against the game itself, I think. And nobody, like, fights for that. I don't know. I think that's really weird. And it's exactly the same in both games. So, like I say, my opinion of that game has actually gone down substantively. Because it's not doing things how I thought it was doing things. Wait. There's the first bit of Realm Residue. We're not too slow. 1. I wonder whether that says something important about broader society as well. That desire to just, out of sight, out of mind, push it aside instead of fix it. I wonder if that goes a lot beyond video games. I'm tempted to say it does, but that feels like one of those, like, pseudo-intellectual bullshit comments for people to make. But I kind of feel like broader society does act that way, you know. And I'm likely guilty of it too. There's no Realm Residue, right? I don't see any. There's some. Did I get it? I did get it. I really need to start putting Lightning Flash on this. I could probably squeeze another thing out. This is very good right now, though. I might be able to get 4 on this one thing. It looks like they might have fixed the scaling to some extent. Oh my god, we're getting so many. Dude, everybody's just scaling it up and DPSing. This is brilliant. Someone's mad realm finishing, hardcore. Is there another one? There is another one over here. Dude, this is crazy. This is the most value I've ever gotten out of this ever. Do I get another one as well? Dude, this must have been what it was like at launch. I'm telling you. Oh, do I get this one as well? When this wasn't like an obnoxiously insane achievement. Dude! Oh, it's a Fiesta. Oh my god. One more. Oh, that was incredible. Let me look at my progress here. POF, Desolation, 76 out of 80. I genuinely just bumped us up, like, how many? Like a 10th of the whole achievement in one meta. And I've been grinding on this for half a year. Very inconsistently and all over the place, but still. I think you got more during this event than I have in my lifetime. Yeah, Nox, totally, for sure, dude. I wish they would put new content story things in current maps instead of adding new maps with every release. It seems like they just keep adding new maps, etc. The old maps kind of die. No intention to go back and play them unless you're grinding Legendary's thoughts and add a new event story to current events. Current maps. Well, I think that what you're proposing still is only just moving the goalposts. I don't think it's a complete solution. I think that at certain time scales, you can fix that with a better daily system. I think there are... We talked about this with the context of what they just did with, you know, Living World Season 4 daily and Living World Season 3 daily. If all of these were, if there were just if there was like a core each X-Pack and season, and they were actually lucrative, I mean, according to today's economy and standards, if it was 5G for completing each of these categories, I think you'd see a lot of people doing it. So it's like I would spend half an hour in, not even that, I'd spend like 20 minutes in Istan to finish the Istan daily if it meant I got 5G that day. And then tomorrow, if I'm in Corner, that's awesome. And then if the day after that I'm in Dragonfall, that's awesome. And if I can do that for Season 3 equivalent and for a core map equivalent, I really do think that would revitalize maps. I think the daily system is the most powerful way for the devs to do exactly what you're asking. But I also think that they could take a hybrid approach with new releases as well, where something of value is added to something previous each time they do a new major release. I think if that had made it into the billing of major releases, to have some kind of backwards look at something old. But I mean, Guild Wars 2's problems are very, very extensive in terms of like incentivizing players to feel like they have meaningful content to do, because of the whole reward system, and you know the way that they cap you out with gear and stuff like that. And I mean, now that build templates are in, you might see people more interested in diversifying gear, and the devs can do stuff with new runes and new foods and shit like that, and sigils and stat types. and they can meaningfully reinvest old stuff. But Guild Wars 2's got a real problem just with its like core question of why am I playing for a lot of players. And until that is solved, anything they do is going to be a real uphill battle. This event is scaled so weirdly at the moment. Like, what the fuck? 1 million cannonades? Is this normal? I don't remember this being like this at all. I do love this guy, though. This is a cool enemy. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of problems to tackle. Yeah, and if it was 5G per category, it'd be like 30 gold for playing 2 to 3 hours. And I know that that's totally possible with a lot of the good hardcore farms in the game already, right? I know that. The thing is that a lot of people don't like to look that stuff up. And it's the same thing every day. If you had a meaningful bulk of money on a daily thing that's always rotating, then I think that means a lot. That's why when they initially did the 2 gold thing, it meant so much. The problem with the game now for a lot of players, I think, is that some categories are really easy and don't change every day. So, like, for me, I just do a PvP game, and then you win the 1 game, and that's daily done, you know? And I'm not thinking about daily while doing that. I'm thinking about whatever gimmicky fucking build I'm playing at that time, you know? I'm thinking about my new version of Condi Deadeye or some shit, right? And then it's like, oh, my daily's done. Cool. So why would I ever go to fucking do a jumping puzzle in PvE? So there's like those backdoors I think that the devs need to solve as well. I kind of wish ArenaNet would do one thing, and that is just accept that rewards are not getting people into PvP. So maybe don't have it be a backdoor anymore. Maybe the same for World vs. World. I think they still have that mindset where they're like, oh, if we just put enough AP and money in there, people will play it. And it's just not happening. It's not happening. There needs to be something different. And I don't really have a great solution right here off the top of my head, but I think that they got to consider that. All right, let's see what our Grothmar progress is. Well, I do know MATs, not MATs, like lands and stuff. Let's see. Story Journal, Whisper in the Dark. Pass the torch, we needed 3 more, and that happens at night time. I wonder if that's coming up soon. We got to do a few more. This is just so, like, bleh, to me at the moment. Crystal, the crate is circuit. The other... Oh, wait, what day is it? Oh, it's Tuesday. Didn't they just do the Gemstar update? Don't we have content? We do. All right, let's see what they've got. What did they do? I can't believe I've got to this point where I'm interested in this. Okay, Shiver Peaks Mount Pack. Do I have these? It doesn't say. I'm going to have to... mounts. I don't have these. I do not have the Shiver Peaks Mount Pack. Okay. So this will cost us a measly 1,200 gems. It's the raptor with the boxing gloves. Very appropriate for the new content. Okay, so we can get them. What else is there? In fact, I'll get that straight away. Custom exchange. 200 gems for 70 gold. Alright, let's pick these up. I'm gonna die. I gotta get moving. Dude, come on now. Am I in the sulfur? No, I'm not. Dude, I love that fucking triple combo. Warhorn's cool, man. You see that shit? Warhorn 5, Water 5, Water 3, Earth 4, Earth 3. And you're just fucking healing like a god. Okay, take this. Here are the items you purchased. Thanks for your support. No worries. Okay, so we pick these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 master unlocks. Very good. Alright, now what? What else does ArenaNet have for us? All promotions. We already have the chair. So there's no... Evan Nash by decorative package. A universal outfit ticket. Use this ticket to select your choice of any outfit released before the Primal Warden outfit. Interesting. I don't think there's any of those. Dragon's Watch die set. Bloodstone, Primordial, Solar, Lunar, Vibrant, and Jormak. Wait, did they just expand the dies? No, they didn't. We need Ailmut, Havroon, and Hunt. Blackline Weapon Arsenal. Any Blackline weapon skin. Well, that's irrelevant to us. A makeover kit and 5 trans charges. Irrelevant. 10 kit. Okay, this is a bullshit thing for us. We don't need this. It's completely irrelevant. This is new. The Shiver Peaks Hunter backpack. And the Shiver Peaks Hunter glider. I need both of these. It's 700 gems. Don't think we have the liquid on us just yet. But we can get that in a second. Oh, the chair's back. Available for 3 days only. The chair is back. We can get that shit. Oh, and the Legionnaire's chair's back. Dude, did they bring all of the chairs back? Flame, Frost. All these dies are irrelevant. Peg leg is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Great Lodge. No, we got that already. We were gifted that just the other day, actually. Okay, so we can get 2 chairs, and we can get the this new black pack combo. All right. Did I ever comment on the jade crystals that the Vigil are collecting? No, I don't even know what you're talking about. It's too bad they didn't do a better job weaving the story throughout maps instead of always just tying the story to a single map on release. At this point, the only thing they can probably do is backward engineer dailies or some other incentive into old maps that seems unlikely or difficult to weave into the story or the content of old maps. What do you mean? Listen, the plausibility of the timeline and stuff should not hinder good design, for sure. And if there's something that can meaningfully, like, reinvigorate old maps, but but the timeline doesn't work out. Fuck the timeline. Fuck it. Good game first. That's what I say. Alright, so we go to our bank. We go to our material storage. We type coin. We take 2 stacks of mystic coins. We find them by typing coin again. We go sell. I sell the first bunch instantly. I sell the second bunch on buy orders, which gives us another, like, 25G. Those ones we can leave. Alright, now we go currency exchange. Well, we have to figure out exactly how much money. 700 gems is the first one for this thing, so let's do that. Currency exchange. Custom. Dude. 700. Oh, fuck's sake. We didn't actually get enough. It's fine. We can just withdraw some more here. Coins for pickup, apparently. People are already trading away. Like Kesix, which got a lot of time fuckery. Yeah, Kesix is a good example. I forgot this was the same UI panel. Holy shit, they instantly sold. Whoa. I should have done both then. Oh well, whatever. Let's try that again then. So we just change this. Pick those up. Still got 250 gold. The Shiver Peaks Hunter backpack glider combo. Okay, we keep our head above water. Okay. If I just type the word Shiver Peaks, just so everyone knows that's how it looks. It's probably one of those backpacks that has a weird, like, extra animation sometimes or something. Oh, it says it's unlocked. So Shiver Peaks Hunter backpack. Maybe we can make a new character at some point. And then the glider we unlock. I'll trigger the glider here. Obviously it's dyeable, so I'll remove the dyes on it as well. Oh, it's already done. So dye, remove dye to defaults, just so we get the ArenaNet flavor. Now here's how the glider looks. I'm surprised the gliders still, like, sell so well. I mean, we're so far from HOT. But there you have it. Look, we could just cut this, make this a YouTube video. Easy. Alright, there you go. So, next. It was double chairs, so I think it's another 800 gems for the 2 novelties. Or was it triple chair? I'd love it if it was triple chair, but I don't think it is triple. Alright, it's Bow of the Grove and the Legionnaire's chair. Okay, so that's another 800 gems. Did I see Tom Abernathy's tweets? I did see the Reddit thread very briefly. I only really spent a few minutes in there. I saw his initial sentiment. My takeaway of that story, I don't really care what Tom says, to be honest. I just feel bad that, like, people have to, like, imagine being really proud of your work and really genuinely excited about your work, right? And seeing that the people you're making it for are just so what they are at the moment. I feel like I have a lot of respect for him for, you know, actually trying to engage with the machine. Let me put it that way. So we just want to sell a few more coins, probably. One thing I would add to Tom's thing is, do remember the Team 4 thing? For me, I take a lot of, like, enthusiasm of the current state of things from the whole Team 4 thing. Because who knows? Who knows what that'll mean? Alright. We'll just wait a few seconds then, because last time they filled, like, super quick. And then I think that's it for the update. Unless they updated the Black Lion chest. Or did any other meaningful discounts. When's this whole gathering tool discount thing going on? Do we know? In before they already scrapped Team 4? That would be very sad. Yeah, I'm not going to do the strike. You could do the old one. Yeah, we could do the old one if you want. You want a chair? You sitting backwards like one of those cool teachers from school. Is that what teachers sat like at your school? It's kind of weird. That's what students sat like when they wanted to look cool. Alright, so we got enough for the first transfer. And it's just 400, so it's very easy. 145 gold. Actually, we have enough for both already without even putting the coins through. Good, so there you go. 800 gems. Promotions. Bow of the Grove. Collected. Legionnaire's chair. Collected. They're gonna put these things in fucking novelties or something, or script gangs or something soon, but whatever. Alright, and then we double click, and then we double click. Good, the novelty section is growing. So what are we still missing? We're missing 2 raid chairs. The Halloween one that they never brought back. The Chili Chase. Is that from the new map? Another raid one, and then the club chair. This was like one of the first ones they did. It's not bad though. What hands do I have? Not too many. It's Black Friday. It's November 28th to December the 2nd. Okay. Right. Let's get the, let's see when thingy is coming up. Ah, I wanted to check when the last zone defense would be up. So we're looking for the Caledon Forest zone defense. Now, if I remember rightly, wasn't it today at 5:30, which would mean it's right now? Let me check. Zone defense. The timing on this is perfect, if this is true. So it's Tuesday, and it's 5:30. It's in Gendarin right now. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow at exactly this time, we can get that. So that's fine. Meanwhile, Effigy is in what, 10 minutes? Do you think... Sorry, I'm scrolling up to see messages. Do you think we will go to the Southern Shiver Peaks during the Icebreed Saga? Maybe. I mean, it's possible that there's any kind of excuse they could do to take us anywhere. And if the idea is they just want to keep it snowy a lot, then I get it. Sorry about the yawn there. I get it. I think that could work. Hey WP, been catching up on the streams on YouTube. Just listened to 148 on my way back and had a few thoughts on the discussion around elite specs and so on. I think it's fairly likely they will roll out elite specs with the saga, although probably not till the next big balance patch, which I'd expect for the end of January, the start of February, after episode 2. But I think instead of 1 elite spec per episode, they will go for 3 per release. 1 and give them similar cadence to Fractals in Season 4. Why do you think that? See, I hear people say that a lot, but I think 3 elite specs is a fuck ton of work. And the only reason that I think people say that... we need a couple more for the strike mission if you guys want to come, by the way. We've only got 4 out of fucking 10 at the moment. It's not very good. So yeah, if a couple more want to come, I'll just wait a second. The only reason I think people say 3 is because... here's the main reason, I think, secretly, people who are against the idea, if they're not just against it for the, you know, the notion of promoting discussion, they're against it because they don't like the idea that the release won't have their elite spec in that particular patch. Which is like a really short-sighted, like very selfishly minded bullshit reason that they don't really want to talk about. So when you say, oh, let's do 3... then that means, you know, there'll be 1 for each armor class, and then it's, you know, it's likely people will be fine. But I think that's all just totally wrong. I think especially the way that Guild Wars 2 is made now, where it's so easy to just have 1 of the 9 classes very easily. I don't think that's necessary whatsoever. It's like a doing the 3 armor class thing is like a soft, like, middle ground for a perceived problem that doesn't actually exist. There's absolutely no way we're getting elite specs this saga. They would have told us if they were going to do that. Why wouldn't they? Except they told us that it was possible. I know that this always leads us into this bullshit discussion of like, oh, just because it's on the table, it doesn't mean it will happen. Like, I get it, all right? There's lots of stuff they've said is possible in the past, and then it's not happened because they just don't have enough get up and go to do it. But I think that they can see very clearly how badly a lot of people want elite specs, and how that is a significant difference between a saga and an expansion. And if they very recently in an interview said, look, it can happen, I see no reason why they couldn't be working on it. They would have told us they're doing it, not that it's possible. No. Here's what I think happened, all right? I think that they weren't planning on it when Icebrood Saga announcement was going on. I think it was not on the radar. I think it had been thought of, but summarily dismissed. I think that they didn't appreciate how much people would want it. And I think they were hoping that there'd be some, like, good value in just sort of doing what they're currently doing, as far as we can see, right? But now I think that they see some misgivings. I think they see a lot of cynicism and skeptical minds out there, and I think they see that there's a lot of elite spec desire. I think that the plan has now changed. I think that what the saga is not as set in stone as the community thinks. Like, a lot of us probably believe that they have an exact course of action that is very, very clearly decided that will sit us over the next 2 years. And that because episode 1 didn't contain all of our hopes and wishes, none of the episodes of the saga can. But I actually see a studio that is a bit more limber now with what they were saying about changing what a release can contain and what that means. I think that there is actually more potential. I really do. And so I think that the plan is probably different now. I think that they didn't tell us initially because it was not planned. But I think now that things might have changed and they could be doing it. I really do think it's possible that elite specs could end up in Icebrood Saga. Maybe not by episode 2, maybe not by episode 3, but I think that they will be here. And especially if it's hand in hand with some global, like, de-power creeping of the whole, I need a better phrase for that, you know. Their comment that they've got a big idea to really radically drop a lot of the stuff down. I think if that's going on, then yeah, coordinating new elite specs into that is a good choice. You're gonna play PoE without me just to hurt me? What? What do you mean? I'm not in the new map. This is just the old strike mission. I'm not doing any new content here. And this is because chat proposed it. I kind of want to be in Grothmar, to be honest. The odds I get anything out of this are so low. Lower end non-expansion content being the pace they want to set is bad and signals worse things ahead. This is where the Chili Chase chair is from. Oh, can I buy it on the TP? If I can't buy it from the TP, but it's account bound, then I get it. This is why this should be getting done every day. Wait, what? WP, you got the chest on your first ever strike mission. You can buy it. Wait, what? Really? Then why don't I have the chair then if I got it the first time? Alright, well, I don't see anything on this one. Okay, let's go back out into Grothmar now. And it's about to be 22, which I think is the time of one of the metas. And it might be the effigy thing, so I can get the last 3 effigy things. Maybe I shouldn't have left squad there. You wonder how many things are account-bound RNG drops? Master might turn into a real RNG hell by the end of it. Well, one of the things I've already given up on, and that's doing Zia every day, which, you know, if I still had some lackey that would help me with it and just, like, set it up each day, I would totally do it. But I personally, it feels like a real grind. It's not something I really enjoy going for each day. The other one you've just reminded me of is this fucking mini griffin, which I kind of should be opening each stream with. The thing is, I'm opening the stream with the Moors now, so it's kind of making me forget a little bit. We'll try it again, though. Literally every single thing I tried for him fail, he gets first. That's such bullshit. That is not true at all. That is complete nonsense. Fuck's sake. Name one thing. I can't name a thing. That's exactly my point. I can't name a thing. You think just because I get it eventually that means I have good luck or I've been or I got it fast, but that's not true. I just play the game a lot and eventually get things. Or, you know, like the Black Line chest luck, it's not really luck, it's that we get so many keys. Inevitably stuff happens. You can't attribute all the stuff I have that you don't just to luck. It's just sheer fucking force of persistence, a lot of it. And also, I don't waste my time with some things, right? Like, you waste your time doing, like, Chuck Gerrant thinking you'll get an egg sack or some shit and then get upset if you're unlucky for doing it every day for a year. But I wouldn't even start with the Chuck Gerrant. There's no way. I'm not going to bother trying to get a fucking Chuck egg sack. That's insane. Yeah, okay, in MHW, I didn't get any attack jewels. You got, like, 3 of them. I didn't get any attack jewels in Monster Hunter World. Oh, Zia is up. Really? Okay, I can try that. I got magazines, sure, but I didn't care about getting magazines. That was irrelevant. And I needed... What? I needed some fucking crazy jewel that I didn't get for ages. Oh, yeah, no, I needed that Call of Taroth hammer, right? How many times did I spam Call of Taroth and I never got it? I probably played more Call of Taroth than anyone else. I played a lot of Call of Taroth. You guys were all getting bored and logging off after, like, 2 raids. I was doing, like, fucking 5 or 6 and then getting shamed for going to LFG to do it. And I still never got the hammer. Dude, I'm only getting 5th every day. I got a free attack from logging in. I never got an RNG attack jewel. ANET weren't watching the days you were playing that. You think ArenaNet just gives me all the good luck, yeah? Alright, well, look, no Griffin again. What a shocker. We can try, Zia. It's been ages. Let's try Zia. I kind of want to play a different character, but whatever. Do you know what I really want to do while playing Guild Wars at the moment? I want to keep learning Rev. In PvP, obviously. I don't give a fuck about anywhere else. Alright, let's head all the way down south. This is the most southern regular content I play in the game. It's kind of nice. Wait, what? Rev has been bugged since Heart of Thorns launch. Which bug is it that you guys are talking about? What's the Rev bug? You wouldn't mind if they deleted Rev. Well, hold on. Scourge kind of was deleted, Jerry. People don't play Scourge much. I still think it's stronger than people think it is strong. But people don't play it much anymore because it's really hindered now. It was kind of deleted. I don't know. How oppressive is Scourge still in World vs. World? Because didn't SMC still mention that he's looking at like more Scourge changes for the World vs. World section of the post with target cap or something? RE Elite specs, commands, preparations, a substantial balance patch, and uncoupling skill balance from skill design seems a pretty big telegraph for new Elite specs down the line. Wait, commands? What did they do with command? Oh, okay, so... Oh, alright. Hey, you're pretty fucking on the ball. Okay, so what Metzapang is pointing out is, remember that they changed Ranger shout skills into commands. They literally changed the tag. And it meant nothing. It really was kind of irrelevant. But they changed them from shouts to commands. It broke some synergies with certain runes and things. So the question is, why did they do that? Well, the question is, maybe they're looking to do something more with commands later. Maybe an Elite spec will be getting commands of its own, and then maybe that will have a rune that goes back or something. So that's kind of an interesting idea. He's talking about commands there, which seems out of context of any kind of Elite specialization development. Seems strange. Preparations, he's pointing out all the flashy new animations on the thief preparations. And, like, why did they do all that? Like, that's fucking, like, super over the top. Maybe it's that they were working on an Elite spec and now they've, you know, repackaged it in a different way into the game because they're not going in that angle with the Elite spec anymore, but they've got all this art. That's an idea. I'm not sure that's an argument that Elite specs are coming up. I think it's an argument that maybe they were developing some kind of Canthan-oriented Thief Elite spec, and now they don't know what they want to do with all that stuff, so they repackage it. It's kind of an argument that they were removed, but I mean, just evidence that they might have been doing something Elite spec-y in recent years you could be optimistic about. And then he's talking about, obviously, the new balance initiatives. They all seem like telegraphs to him that there'll be Elite specs, which is, you know, I think there's some little things in there. You would make a Sylvari Rev if you could look like the Herald art. What's the Herald art like? If you're a Sylvari Rev, you have Legends and had Mordi, now Jormag. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Your brain would be pretty cluttered. You think it's all optimistic dreaming? Dude, you're way too cynical. Way too cynical. One per episode, that's what I'm saying. Or one per, like, big release. That's all I'm saying. That's the way forward. For sure it is. Trying so hard to keep this guy alive. And I'm in DPS gear. He was just AFK. He might have been typing in chat. Let's look at chat. He was. We were just healing Kato while he was typing, "The Herald is a buff Sylvari." That was weird. That was a little moment right there. And I think 3, not because that's better, but because ArenaNet probably worries about the perception of players that they might miss out with only one. ArenaNet needs to stop worrying. ArenaNet needs to tell the community what's what. That's what ArenaNet needs to do. It needs to say, shut up, make an ult. That's what it needs to do. Problem fucking solved. Stop bending over backwards to, like, substantiate bullshit mindsets. Just tell them, make an alt. You can play the new Elite spec instantly if you make an alternate character. Just go to the Heart of the Mists. Oh, look at all the Ascended gear you've got. Look at all the boosters you've got. Oh, you've just got a level 60 levels for free sitting around because of your last birthday? Make an alt. Oh, look, we're discounting character slots for fucking only 300 gems on the release of the new Elite specialization. Make an alt. Stop, like, whipping the devs into these, like, ludicrous, like, jobs of doing triple Elite specs in a fucking Living World release. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Substantiate yourself? I just did. I just thoroughly did. Fuck you. I play Ellie only 99% of the time. I refuse to play other classes, says Jerry. Fine. But that doesn't mean you're qualified to, like, whine that there's no Ellie Elite spec every patch. Sorry, is that what we need to do? Ooh, yeah, I don't think we can do Elite specs every patch, because some people only play Thief. Some people, I know this guy, right? He only plays Mesmer. So, unless we can add a new Mesmer Elite spec every time we add all the other ones, I just don't think it's a good idea, because otherwise we'll upset those Mesmer players. Alright, that's fine. Let's just do 9 Elite specs at once every release, alright? Let's just do that. Easy. Because otherwise people might complain. There might be someone out there who isn't perfectly happy. Ooh. Come on. WP has 50 characters he can't understand. I don't know what point it is I'm missing there. But you literally saw me. Oh, I can't. I can no longer talk on certain topics because I get money from the community. It invalidates everything I think and believe that I built over the previous 6 years. But I'm telling you guys, it cost us what? 300 gold for 800 gems today? Was that it? It was about 300 gold? I'm telling you, you can get 300 gold very comfortably. I would passively get 300 gold just from PvPing. I know we liquidated Mystic Coins today for some of that. But the initial 700 was definitely not you guys. That was just me playing the game. It's not a big deal. You're never happy. You complain about this game. What? That's not true either. I've been happy for many times with the game. I'm happy with the game right now in general. We got a mail. Hello, person. I just wanted to say that I enjoy your videos. Thank you. Oh, this is very lovely. 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 copper. Thank you. Oh, I really appreciate that. That's lovely. Man, it would be so good if I got the RNG on this. They shouldn't release Elite specs because what if your early isn't OP as fuck? Exactly, right? I think there's enough inspiration and for flavor and gameplay to fill out 2 more Elite specs for each profession. I really do. 2 solid concepts. Not like scraping the bottom of the barrel weird bullshit, alright? Actual, real, solid concepts. I reckon you can get another 2 for all 9 professions. And I think the game should attempt to do that before it moves on to whatever the next big ArenaNet thing is. If we add a new Elite spec every release, there's no time to enjoy them. What? Are you insane? What do you mean? Substantiate that. Sakar Kriya, don't run away, don't hide, alright? As most Twitch chatters do. Type in a real full sentence what the fuck you're talking about. Here we go. Let's see it. Substantiate your nonsense. The comment is that if they do Elite specs each major release, there will be no time to enjoy them. There is no time. Let's see the argument. Hypothesis established. We're waiting for the substance. Yeah, we need a Tato substantiate. We do, for sure. Ellie needs a two-hander. We just had a sword, so no great sword. We don't need a hammer as it's another close-range weapon. So that was bows, and you want a longbow, Ellie? Well, what does the ice bow kind of count as? Is it a short bow or a longbow? It does have versions of both. There's a longbow version of the ice bow, and there's a short bow version of the ice bow. So what do we consider that to be? And also, do we allow the existence of conjure weapons dictate what is allowed or not allowed as real weapons? Feels like a short bow, but then it kind of has something analogous to barrage, right? It's got like the short bow 3 and the longbow 5 as far as range is concerned, and it's got the longbow 2. So, what do you think? And it's kind of the 5 is kind of the short bow 5, right? Ice block is kind of like short bow 5 from behind. It's kind of like a mix of the two. Oh shit, I got like consumed. He's not here, he didn't substantiate, he ran away. That's it, he's gone. What a surprise. What a surprise. Unless we're about to see an epic wall of text. People are allowed to pick favorite classes. Yeah, people can pick favorite classes for sure. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. But to suggest that Guild Wars 2 is an RPG that can only be consumed as a mono-class player, and that you seriously need to think about mono-classes when making big decisions for the franchise is insane. Everything about Guild Wars screams that it's a multi-class game. Everything. Pretty much every single decision they made post-launch does that. But because people like to treat MMOs like mono-class experiences, and they don't look deeply at the game and the way it's structured, they have like these notions of like what Arena should or shouldn't do. And they're wrong. I'm sorry, it's totally wrong to think of Guild Wars 2 like that. And you're literally enjoying the game way less than you could be if you're just playing one class all the time. You really are. Way less than you could be. It's a very, very, very silly way of consuming Guild Wars. So why do they get priority attention, you know? Ellie does... Do you really think Ellie needs a two-hander? Would it count... If they did underwater weapons above water, so if you got Trident, would you be happy? I mean, that's a two-hander? Great sword, Ellie. I don't know. Ellie is such a weird thing in terms of like what gameplay space it would next fill. I wonder if they would just go with like the Firebrand idea for all elite specs going forwards, where they're just like, fuck it, have everything. What gameplay niche do we want Firebrand to fill? Do we want it to be a really good support? Nah, but do we want it to have good damage? Do we want it to be like really good at offering boons? Fuck it, let's just do all of them. That's the Firebrand effect. They literally give you like Ellie style attunements, so that the community can just latch onto whatever it wants, and that sort of saves ArenaNet from having to like find a niche or whatever. We only got a regular gin tonic. Did anyone get an infinite one? Did a guy get it? He said, "Oh no, sorry, WP, sad face." I'm happy to see if someone gets it. Dude, he got an endless one. Oh, look at that, novelty locked. I should send a ticket to support and say, sorry, but I got the endless gin drop, but it went into someone else's inventory. It was a bug. Look, I've got a screenshot of it dropping. Can you put that on the correct account that's Baradin 3164? And then maybe I'll get it. What do you think about Core and Dragon Hunter Virtues getting count recharge to make them more balanced? I like the idea of count recharge for Core, not DH though. I think DH, they're like more tangible, physical like skills, while obviously the Core ones are sort of fire and forget mechanisms in a way, you know, instant activation. I like the idea of count recharge. It's kind of what they tried with Mesmer, right? The I think it's a domination trait Actually, it might be an illusion. I think it's an illusion trait where you can give Mind Rack count recharge. And I mean, that's kind of baked a little bit more into the whole like shatter design and all that kind of stuff. And it's not really a very good trait, but you can see that they experimented with that there, giving an F1 that's quick to activate count recharge. I think that could do really well for Core. Core is so interesting to me because it's like on paper, those F skills feel so like they should be so much less impactful than like DH F skills or fucking Firebrand F skills. It's like, what? You just get like a very quick, in the moment little effect and that's kind of it? It's like, how the fuck? How can you ever have a game where triple Condi Cleanse on F2 competes with gain access to all this tome with like so much other cleanse, you know, with that 5 and that 2 on there and stuff. It's kind of insane on paper. But then you play Core and it feels so strong and so good and just like... It's really weird how well those virtues, the core virtues, just like hold up, even though they look like they're so much weaker, you know, on paper. So Core's an interesting one. But yeah, I mean, count recharge would be kind of cool. Yeah, it's definitely a matter of cast times, yeah. It's the fact that you can press it while doing other things. Just the simple fact that the tome, you have to enter the tome and then do stuff, and it's all like occupying your hands. It makes them very, 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 very different in execution to just an instant effect. And it's the same with the DH stuff, but it's kind of cool. See, I don't know. I think the devs could do that, but also I don't think Core is that behind. So, I don't know. I really, really, really think Core Guard is exceptionally strong. I think most people rate it way lower than I do at the moment. Core Guard is a very cool build. But, I don't know. There's kind of the facts of the game, and then there's what people think the facts of the game are, and which one do you want to balance for. Did I miss the guy responding? Oh, I think I did. Let's see it. He substantiated himself. Where is it? I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling. I don't see it. WP Cyberbully chat into agreement. No, I'm giving him his chance. I'm trying to find it. How much does it take for you to make a measly 300 gold through PvP? For me, a couple of days, probably. But I do know life the game a bit hard, so I don't know. For most people, you can probably get 300 gold in like 2-3 weeks. With PvPing. As long as you're doing ranked games. So you're getting the pip farm going. Oh, here he is. He says, if a new elite spec comes out every 2 months with a release. Well, first of all, you're saying that it's 2 months for a major release, right? I don't think that has to be set in stone. You've obviously gone very, very like exaggerated in that direction immediately, and I'm seeing that. But he says, so let's take you at your finest though. Let's suggest it really is every 2 months. How would someone who doesn't play every day keep up? My keyboard is dying, so I'm slow at typing. I like taking the time to play around with new elite specs, so I'd feel overwhelmed if a new spec came out with releases. Okay, so the second half of your comment is just literally restating your initial statement. There's no new arguments there. There's no new logic there. There's just, you've just made it first person. That's it. So the only answer you've got for me, you haven't got an answer. You've just asked me the question. You've just turned it back on me. You're telling me to substantiate myself instead of you substantiating yourself. That's what you've done. And I will substantiate myself. You have 9 elite specs, right? If you get 1 new elite spec every 2 months, even as you say it there, right? I think 2 months to experiment with what is essentially a new set of utility skills, weapon, F mechanic, and 3 grandmasters, right? Let's face it, as far as traits are concerned, it tends to be the breakdown of the 3 GMs, or the encapsulated idea of the 3 lines. I think 2 months is perfectly fine to wrestle with what that means for you if you want to play it. And also, like, if you're in World versus World, or if you're in PvP, what it feels like to play against those. And it's perfectly enough of time, most importantly, for ArenaNet to see how it slots in with the existing infrastructure of the game. And then they can take those 2 months to balance it, where it's like, because they'll probably release an overpowered state, let's be honest. They refine it in, balance it in, and in time for a new one. And the new one could be a completely different idea in terms of gameplay. And it could slot in a different angle. So, like, if you've just gone a light armor, glass cannon-y thing, maybe next time you want to try some really support-heavy, heavy armor thing. Maybe, right? I'm not saying the game actually needs either of those things. But you get the point that now, even though you may still be assessing the initial elite spec and a new one's come in while that initial assessment is going on, because they occupy quite different spaces, you can still be a little bit scientific about it. You can still understand how they're separate, right? And you can still make meaningful changes, and the community can still meaningfully adapt. I do think 2 months is a bit quick. I would say about every 3 months or so. Let's be clear, if they did it 3 months or so, that is for a year. That's going to take 2 years to not even have the full set. That's 8 out of 9 in 2 years to get 8 out of 9. And let's be clear as well, that's kind of the pace we were at with POF and HOT. Except now they can be more incremental with it, and now they can balance more to suit. Instead of having 9 throw everything into chaos at once, it's just 1 and then you refine, and then 1 and then you refine, and then 1 and then you refine. I don't see any argument for 2 months being too, like, I mean, how slow are you, to be honest with you? Like, when I flew out to the studio and played some of the elite specs when they did add all 9 with, like, POF, it took me, like, 40 minutes to get a feel for each one I was playing, you know? And obviously I didn't fully understand them, and obviously you can go deeper with it, but, you know, come on. What are you talking about? What content are you even coming at a mindset for right now? Because if it's PvE, an open world PvE, I've got a newsflash for you. You don't even have to understand your elite specs to be able to competently play them, or get some, you know, meaning out of, you know, the new flavor of what things look like. So I don't know. I don't think you gave me any argument. You just asked me to give more of my own, and there they are. So doing PvP for 300 gold is like the same as mindlessly doing Dragonfall for 2 to 3 weeks. Depends on how much you know life, just more varied entertainment value. I don't see how you can preach just play PvP when it's a similar time sink. People are complaining because of the time investment. They want a quick buck. Well, you just mistakenly said that PvP is mindless, but PvP is so much less mindless than fucking Dragonfall. I literally turned my brain off in PvE. Like right now, why am I running on these cliffs? I don't know. I'm not actually getting any value here, so. But I completely turn my brain off. Like, if I'm doing Dragonfall is ludicrously boring. Like, amazingly. But if I PvP, there's different things to focus on each game. It's, you know, it's very variant. And also, I just pulled that out of my ass. I don't actually know if you're doing, like, a hardcore PvE farm, how that lines up with PvP. But I can tell you PvP is good money, and it's fun. So that's why I recommend it, because it's fun. You're saying it's mindless, and I appreciate there's something subjective about that. The more you play it, the more fun you will have with it, I think. That's why I recommend it, because for me personally, I find it very fun, and the money comes by accident. That's the point. I don't give a shit about the time sink, because I'm playing the game for fun. This game isn't like an endless like race to, you know, get the next reward, the next reward, the next reward, the next reward. Master's a little bit like that. You tell me about the same thing about World vs. World, but I won't touch it till the end. Yeah, I completely, I've always acknowledged, you guys are so fucking hung up on World vs. World. I openly acknowledge that when I'm playing World vs. World and I've got like people who are invested in it with me and we're like doing stuff with the guild and maybe alliances are out and all that kind of stuff, I openly acknowledge I will probably really enjoy World vs. World. It's just a steep hill to climb to get to that point where I'll enjoy it. And I can't be fucked with all of that right now. I've said that 100 times. I maintain that World vs. World is nowhere near as good as it could be, and I also maintain that it is shit for casual play and like opening experiences. World vs. World is an awful game type for all that stuff. Beyond that, though, I've always acknowledged that it has the capacity to be brilliant, even in its current state. It looks like there's a race going on. I need to get 1 to 3. Hopefully nobody's doing it, so let's have a quick look. I think this is the wrong one, though. I think I need to do it on the lake. 1 person finished. Let's see what we got. Oh, this feels so good with the instant endurance. Can't really read chat while I'm doing this, guys, so hang in. What do I think of the new strike missions? I don't really think anything because I've not played them enough, sorry. But I will get to them, and then I'll give you my thoughts. And that eventually happens. Can't read chat, Well, I can read little snippets when I'm doing like long. Oh god, that was fucking crazy. That was like a Tony Hawk grind right there. I hope I made someone cringe with that, just by the way. I can read quick little snippets when I don't have any turns to do, but if you send me a wall of text that I actually have to, like, read a lot and then actually engage my brain to respond to, no, I can't read chat. Like there, I see someone said, well, this world is weird, but I can't snatch the rest of the comment. Fuck. No. 3 of them are finished anyway. Let's stay and do the bar. Because we need this achievement anyway. We're going to have the music on while we're at it, but whatever. Okay, I got whiskey. He wants the special. He wants vodka. Special. Ale. I had a really weird moment there. Where when I read vodka, I actually kind of want to drink some vodka right now. How trashy does that sound? That's really weird though. I've never even really thought of vodka as a particularly nice tasting drink. Obviously, you'd normally mix it with shit. But, wow, that's weird. Bring me the special. He wants the special. He wants ale. He wants rum. Vodka. Yeah, I got vodka. Drink it. Customer happiness is going up, right? Whiskey. Whiskey, anyone? I like how there's 2 different ways to do this. I can respond to specific people. Why are none of them asking for any drinks? Oh, there's one. What do you want? Or I can just sort of wander around like a... what are they called? What are those people at like posh parties called that wander around with like trays? There's like a French word for it, isn't there? This guy wants vodka. He wants ale. Vodka is one of the only alcohols you enjoy. Really, dude? I find that hard to believe. Vodka to me just brings me back to like being a teenager and like being underage, so you don't have any ID to get your own booze. So you'd nick like hard liquor from your mum and dad and everyone would do it. And then you'd all go meet up on a field and you just drink like fucking neat whatever the shit you could. And usually it was like cheap as fuck Tesco vodka or something. And you try and get pissed on that. Good times. Now that's a proper British upbringing right there. That's what vodka makes me think. Or a drink you get in like a few years later when you've got money and you're like out in some club that's ludicrously expensive. You had to pay a fuck ton to get in, and then it's trying to be like super posh, so you're drinking out of like a frosted glass with like sugar around the edge or some shit, and they've just tried to make it super fancy. Alright, that was pretty good. I saw we got ding, but was it just for daily? Yeah, it was. We just happened to get that. So 3 more past the torch. It's night, so, and it's just 10 past, so doesn't a thing usually trigger around now? Did we really spend this long just standing around on yesterday's stream waiting for Kazmir all this time? Because we're quite far into the stream now. Okay, we're 28 out of 30. So 2 more drinks and then that's finally done. It must be so weird for people that just came in and spammed all these achievements up straight away. Because I only snatch at achievements for like a 2-hour period every day. So it must be really weird to see this. But in another way, this is kind of like what ArenaNet's main vision for... Here we go. Look, it just started. Such timing. For what most of their players is. Okay, so I light the torch. And then I throw it at this. And we get our last 3. There you go. I got it already, apparently. I didn't even try. Okay, good. Now that that's done, did I just see... No, that's reached the finish line there. It's this here, I think, that I need. Let me go have a look. Bread. What do you mean bread? Race organizer. He won't actually speak to me. Oh, it's because we're actually... We're still qualified for that race. That's very weird. That's the same race from earlier. Why is everyone saying bread? I'm scrolling up. Cheap Tesco vodka that's neat would be gross. I remember trying some like really shitty Tesco value beer once, right? It was like 12p for a can or something. And I remember thinking, oh man, that's big value. That's so good. I don't really care. I'm just trying to get pissed, right? And I remember we were trying this beer and it actually tasted of fish. Like full on, it was like, they're selling me beer that tastes like fish. I remember thinking, okay, there is such a thing as too cheap. I do remember that. I do remember that. No offense to the Tesco value brand. Oh, the old halcyon days. Yeah, any really strong fruity taste can hide stuff like that very well, for sure. I think the best starter booze you can have is good good cider, because it just tastes like fruit juice. $25 pack of Stubby's little French beers. Gin and tonic you actually enjoy. See, I really don't like gin and tonic. I don't think I like gin, and I don't think I like tonic, and it doesn't improve when I have them together. There's a certain, like, I don't know how to describe it. There's a fucking horrible aftertaste to that shit, though. I don't like that. Feels very Guild Wars Bunny with this music right now. What am I doing? I don't want to stick about for the meta. This map is a pain. Finish the crater circuit in the top 3. Do we just sit there waiting? Defeat the angry youth at the home. Maybe we go there. Look, we got to kill Crazed fans, do this home one. Couple more drinks. And then that's most of the stuff. Did we do the JP today and the vault today? We didn't, did we? Or did we? Did we open with it? No, we didn't, because we started with the Moors. I'm pretty sure I never did the JP today. Days are really blurring together here. I was going to go do the torch. Yeah, I did it. I finished the torch achievement. I'm just trying to not wander around too wildly. Elite specs. From the weapon standpoint for elite specs, they had a pattern with either having main hand, offhand, or two-handed, and then one of the other. The only exception was thief. So, for example, Ellie would get two-hand, or Necro would get main hand. I'm not sure you've described that pattern well enough for me. How is it a pattern that they gave them a main hand, an offhand, or a two-hand? That's like... Oh, I am on a support build. This is taking forever. That's your only option, to have a main hand, an offhand, or a two-hand. It's always been different. What do you mean? So Spellbreaker got Torch in the offhand, and then later got Dagger in the offhand. Main hand too, but I don't see a pattern there. What else we got? Soul Beast. Got Dagger main hand, and in the initial one he got Staff. So it fits on that one. Okay, finally. Dude, this is hell. This is kind of cool what ArenaNet did here. Just forcing you to be in combat. This feels like an actual pitfall trap here. Don't fall in this fucking pit on a support build. You count double dagger as two-handed. Oh, come on. That's... Yeah, but that's not real. That's just what you think. It's two one-handers. Dude. This is actually going to really piss me off here. Let's swap our build. Let's play Overloads and Berserker Marauder. Okay, thank you. Oh no, that's fine. We can just stay on this ringer. His thoughts are real. You can't take that away from him. Alright, I got a question for you, chat. Is Santa Claus real? It's okay, we already verified on yesterday's stream that no one below the age of 17 is even at the stream, so it's fine. Like, literally no one. So it's fine, alright? I'm pretty sure you all know the deal with Santa, alright? But the question is he real? Because in a sense, I would totally say he is real. And in that same sense, I would say, you know, the notion or the concept of, like, God is real, you know? Even if it only exists in a person's mind, or, you know, it only exists because of the art or the, you know, its effects on culture, it's still a real phenomenon, right? There's a level of realness that actually does exist. When I say Santa Claus, you all imagine the right thing. You know the story, you know. So then, so if we say that, is Tyria real? Ooh, you see where I'm going? I'm just trying to get the conversation to, is Harry Potter and Hogwarts real? And can I go to Hogwarts, please? Oh, did I get a donation? Hold on, let me have a look. Stupid elements. Oh my god, $20! Are you serious? Kiki Bones. Whoa, thank you very much. That's lovely of you. I feel humbled here. I shouldn't be so dickish and shouting substantiate at people. Thank you, Kiki. I love your streams. I wish you would get into World vs. World. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Being in comms with a squad or just roaming around, flipping camps and 1v1ing. But you have to be an easygoing person and not rage when you get outnumbered. Yeah, like, I'm not an easygoing person, I think, in a lot of ways. Some ways I like to think I am, but in a lot of ways I don't think I'm an easygoing person. And one thing that just does really irritate me about World vs. World is, here's the casual experience for World vs. World with me. I have no server that I have any connection with. I have no friends that are in World vs. World at the time that I have any real connection with. It's just big, dead, empty maps with nothing going on. No capability of doing anything except flipping sentries and camps, which is boring. So I wander around flipping sentries and camps, being bored, getting pips, being bored, being bored, being bored. And then, oh look, there's a player. Okay, let's try and actually fight the player. An experience I could have given myself in moments if I'd just gone to real PvP. But I go there, I try and kill him. And then he just stealths and blasts insane mobility and disappears, so I can't do anything. Alright, fine. So then I go back to being bored, and I go back to being bored, and I go back to being bored, and I go back to being bored. And then I see another player, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, fine. We can try and fight him. Let's do it. And this player actually engages on me, so I'm like, oh, that's awesome. All of a sudden, there are 6 players, and I'm dead. And then I respawn, and I'm like, this is a shit game type, and I log out. And then maybe 3 weeks later, I'll do that again. That is World vs. World. There is no truer description of casual World vs. World than that. You say the same for PvP, but you can't say the same for PvP. You don't spend ages doing meaningless, boring bullshit where you can't even get a fight or whatever. Oh my god, this is amazing. You get fights super quick, and there's always a meaningful objective you can go for. And if you get outnumbered, you know that it's an actual, like, function of the game, right? And you're like, okay, I've been outnumbered here, so I could have known that my guys were outnumbering them elsewhere, and all I had to do was disengage. Okay, so I had the power to do something. It actually meant something, right? Yeah, there are moments where it's annoyed. If you get outnumbered, you look at the minimap and you see that the rest of your team is 4v0, right? Because they're all just still standing around at mid, thinking they're being useful but not doing anything. Yeah, that's annoying, but the annoyance trade-off from that versus the amount of just dead, wasted, boring, mind-numbing time in World vs. World, it's like it's not even on the same plane of existence. Fights aren't meaningful when you face scripted Mirage. I don't know what NA is looking like at the moment, but I haven't seen a Mirage bot for a very, very long time. And even when I did see Mirage bots, it was like maybe one every 30 games. And then what would you do? You would just get off the nav mesh and then auto-attack them to death. Fuck, they do not let you get on that lily pad. Unless you mean there's Mirage bots in World vs. World and you're arguing with someone in there. I don't know about that. Are there bots in World vs. World? Has anyone ever seen one? I know that hacking's a big problem in World vs. World. Possibly even a bigger problem in World vs. World than in PvP. Because in World vs. World, when you hack, you can fucking clip through the floor and do all and the teleportation, the movement is insane in World vs. World. Yeah, like Kerry says, it might be a thing with the roaming, right? And that's why I say it's the very casual, like, world versus world thing. If I was on a meaningful server, and if I knew when people set up the world versus world raids, and if I was, like, in comms with them, and I actually got out of my shell and decided to interact with some strangers, and, you know, if any of that mattered to me, if I did any of that, I'm sure I could have fun charging around, listening to a commander, and just, like, zerging, right? I'm sure that there's a little bit more fun there. But I think even zerging bottoms out after a bit. I mean, how long can you really karma train before thinking this is basically like doing world bosses? Just for some perspective for you all, I would say that world bosses in Guild Wars 2, doing world boss trains, is one of the most ridiculously boring, ludicrously stupid things you could spend your time on in this MMO. And I'm constantly fascinated by how many people do it, alright? I would put world bosses as more entertaining than my average world versus world experience. Seriously. And do you know what? I feel justified in that, because nobody's fucking in world versus world anymore. They all left. I wonder why. Because it's not getting supported or updated. Well, if it was a good game type, alright, it wouldn't need so much fucking crutch like continual development. Same situation as PvP. Zerging depends. If you're playing with a group that tries to optimize the most possible and play the best, the challenge of getting good is really fun. Yeah, I'm sure that kind of stuff I would definitely get into. For sure, I think I'd get into that. I can't say that going really competitive looks that good. I can't honestly say that GVGing in there looks at all intelligent or interesting. I really can't. I'm very sorry, and I don't mean to offend any GVGers, but for real, fucking what? But I think there's sort of a middle ground where you're playing world versus world for world versus world, but you're also trying to be good at it. I think that, yeah, it could be very good. And I have had experiences like that, by the way, but there's many years ago and very infrequent, so I can't honestly call myself a world versus world fan. All right, we get one more Vista. I appreciate we're standing near one, but I'll just do this one here. That's the chefing kitchen. We don't need that. Zerging can be fun for a limited time, but you find it more fun to have a smaller group and do havoc roaming. Yeah, so basically being like a mini Zerg that is exactly what snowballs me down and causes me not to want to play the game. Stop people doing what little impact they can. Alright, awesome. Do we leave Grothmar now? I kind of want to leave Grothmar. Let me check something here. The time is 6:30. The zone defense is about to trigger in South Sun Cove. I don't remember that doing that in South Sun Cove. Really? Wow. I really didn't remember that. Agent Chrysantha has sent a restored burial shield. Thank you. Do you still need restored? Yeah, because I haven't really played the new patch much. You get 4 from PvP and then that's it. Did you do today's strike mission? No, I didn't. Still spending time in trash game time where band of morons and money grabs bash each other's brains out for ridiculous numbers of gold. Ridiculously boring. He's talking about PvP. Okay, here we go. All right. People are going to get some catharsis out of this. The PvP haters. Here we go. Do you still need restored? You can't get these from PvP. Missed a few streams. Did you do today the new strike mission? Are you still spending time in trash game? Time where band of morons and money grabs bash each other brains out for ridiculous number of gold. Ridiculously boring experience with no interesting gameplay and definitely no longer term point. Oh, no long-term point to doing it. There you go. I did my best. I hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you for the shield. I'll unlock that for sure. Oh, you gave me some AP with that as well. And another chest. A gift of the ancestors. Double click to open. Contains the Raven's Eye scepter weapon. A bone skin tonic. And a 20 sock bag recipe. Wait, a new recipe for a bag. Recipe, a simple boreal canteen. I wonder if they'll get upgraded as the season goes on. The Raven's Eye. Oh, it's a very pretty scepter. Wow. And then backpack straps. Thank you. Wow. You would know all this if you stopped sulking. I'm not sulking. I'm perfectly happy. You lot might be sulking. I'm perfectly happy not doing the patch. Oh, that, and I have played the patch. The thing is, I just have no enthusiasm for it. I'm not sulking. I'm just not enthusiastic about going in, so I'm not going in. All right. Target shootout. Did we do all of those? I'm assuming we did because I don't see any. Yeah, that's fine. So the Crystal Circuit race. Ah, it's up. It's actually up. I got to go there now though because another player might be there. Now that's kind of in a rare area. I'm actually more scared about the race time limit than I am about other players at this. But both are threats and impediments, so we should just go. Isn't it the same model as the Raven lens? I don't know. Maybe it is. There's a 24 slot bag you get for free from the achievement. Wait, why are they giving me a recipe to craft a 20 slot? Dude, it just ended. For fuck's sake. Honestly, do you guys see how teeth pulling this map is for like fucking events? You spend ages waiting for something to come up and then the second you see it, it just disappears. I don't know whether it's just bad luck or whatever, but the way that this map is like, is very frustrating to me. Does that mean we missed the concert as well and the Crazed fans? Let's go to the homestead place, I guess, the Rusty Meadows, and just wait to see if we can hit some troublemakers. I don't think the map is as bad as you make it out, but getting distracted by stream conversations makes it look like an awful map. Yeah, maybe it's that sense of being distracted. But even if I wasn't streaming, this is the kind of person I am. I don't like just sitting here. I would definitely have a movie on or something, or be reading Reddit or something. I would definitely have something else going on. I couldn't just sit here like just waiting. It just feels so fucking passive and just like time is slipping through my fingers and I'm not doing anything. So if it wasn't you guys distracting me, it would be something else, I'm sure of it. No, I'm not a turd for thinking that way. My point is that every achievement on this map is set to some like quite specifically timed like fucking it's like hit it in the 2-hour window or it's gone, and it just feels a bit lame. I'm not levying an insanely huge condemnation on the map, and I appreciate it's just that I'm being a little bit unlucky, but it's a frustrating experience, and I reserve my right to air that. It's also a specifically deeper frustration than you experience in a lot of the way they formatted a lot of the other content in the game, so it is of worth note. The race. If you're alone at the race, you can't get 3 points per race. You can't get 3 points per race. Still sad no one was mean to me when I spammed the map with my name 3 times. Thanks for the amalgamated. So now we just have to wait for the ranchers to get attacked. Can. Oh, yeah. People told... Yeah, Nock just said in chat as well. Yeah, people told me that you can do the race 3 times. I'm never there when the event starts, though, so... And other people nearly always are good at... Like the other one we tried earlier, where 3 people finished before me anyway. It is here, right? That they get attacked? I'm pretty sure anyway. Maybe it's further over. No, I think it's here. I mean, I could gather a lot of those stuff, I guess, in the meantime. The attack starts after the cow event. Okay. And the cow event is over here, right? Strawberries. How am I today? Yeah, I'm doing alright. Okay, so yeah, the beef supply's up here. You're not a fan of Grothmar? It's literally a theme park map. You go there and wait for the next round of some attraction. There are often nice attractions, but after 10 times you're just tired. At least that was my experience. It got old much quicker than other maps. That's interesting. In general, I think I quite like the way they're doing it. But I think the way that the achievements are formatted on this one, maybe. It's just that, look, if I just had more certainty about when a thing was coming up and when it wasn't, and just... Like, I described this as, this map makes me feel itchy. That's how I described it before, and I would still stand by that. I just feel always slightly uncertain. Like right now, is the drinks event up right now? I feel like the drinks event might be up. But is it better for me to do this? I don't get anything directly from this, but it sort of rolls into something later. You know, there's just that weird insecurity, that annoying, like, sort of half sense of what there is meaningful for me to do. But yeah, that's true as well. It's meant to be a festival, so come on, devour it. FOMO. All right, there you go. So we finished that. Do I stand with Erasmus then, maybe? Oh, fear of missing out. Maybe, I guess. Yeah, to a certain extent. You don't know if you focus on the 4 main metas and got lucky with the events. Like the drinks one, you say procced a ton when you were doing hide and seek. I've hardly ever seen that drinks one up, right? I mean, it's literally all of my experience on this map is like on the streams. And you can see, like, it's pretty obvious. All the time I was doing the hide and seek, and we spent ages doing the hide and seek. It just wasn't coming up ever, and just follow Erasmus. He's a retired World vs. World player. Really? Is he named after a member of the community? Is that true? Is that why he's in a Warclaw? Or is his story that he fought in the Mist War? Grumpy old farmer. Oh, it did come up. Oh, we were just having big discussions and we didn't do it. Yeah, it's that like half distracted method of playing, maybe that. Yeah, this is definitely where they get attacked. Okay, so we just got to beat off. If we scale this up a lot, do we get more and we can do the event better? We can do the achievement quicker, maybe? Probably need to change my dice here. Kind of want to change my headpiece as well. All right, the lawns. That's good. Shoo the whippersnappers off of Old Fangson's lawn before he snaps. Oh, is it specifically these? Is this? Dude, that is one long-ass shoe animation. Wow. Get off of the lawn. Maybe if we don't shoo. It's miscreants, right? It's these guys, isn't it? I mean, he put a target on it. You can cancel cast the shooing, but does it still count? Okay. I think we just got to kill these guys. This all. Boomer content, literally. Valen, I don't appreciate how into the whole Boomer Zoomer thing you are, right? I think you've gone over the line. And I'm not digging the vibe. Give me your opinion on Doomers, everybody. I did not subscribe to Boomer Facts. When I'm 28 and you're not a Boomer or a Zoomer, oh, you're just so special, Goldstab. That's all it is. You're special, dude. I guess we can stall the event if we don't shoot. Okay, interesting. Your point, your guess, is that when I join Dragonfall, at any time there's something going on I can easily join and be rewarded for. And if I stay for 2 hours, I just non-stop play moving around with or without a squad. In Grothmar, not really. I go there solo and I wait for short pieces of content determined by a timer. Yeah, there is a different flow. It's the same with like the Silver Waste, right? If I go to the Silver Waste right now, even if it's a map that's only got like 2 fucking, you know, Heart of Thorns booster characters on it, I can still like get a sense of where the events are, what they're doing. And it's not because I necessarily know that map better than this map. It's just that it's designed to always have stuff going on. If you're not defending a keep, there's events going on around the keep. If the keep is owned by the enemy, there's escorts to go take it, you know. And if you own all of them, the bar will keep filling. You know, you've got the meta, you've got the context of when the meta's coming up. It's all pretty well telegraphed. I'm also, though, not a big believer that you can just do the Silver Waste concept again and again and again, which a lot of people think. You know, ever since Silver Waste came out, people have been like, oh, why don't they just do the Silver Waste again? Why don't they just do the Silver? But with, like, a different skin and different items or something. And I think that kind of works to a degree, but I also do think ArenaNet needed to keep pushing the boundaries and trying new formats. It's a new form of discrimination since all other forms have been banned. Well, I'm going to write to Twitch admins and get the whole Boomer thing banned. There you go, generation gap. Nice. Cool. Feels good. So now it's the concert. Get the Crystal Circuit Racer. Do the story thing. And 2 more drinks. I'm going to go get 2 more drinks here. Once the drinks are done, I feel like the final achievements and the last things that we need are really clear on this map. Just have to take the time to go through the story again. You know what we could do, guys? We could save that Cub thing for last, and we could do a new playthrough of the prologue sometime this week. We could do a playthrough of the prologue, and once we've done the prologue and, you know, really invested in the story from the prologue patch again, that would just segue us really nicely into episode 1, and we can use that as our time to do our big playthrough of episode 1 and shift all the streams over to Icebrood Saga, Whisper in the Dark. That could be pretty cool, right? And in the meantime, we will have kept rolling RNG on the Griffin thing. Might get lucky. We will have kept rolling on Moors. We'll finish Zone Defense. Hopefully people send some Black Line keys. I never did check if the chest was updated. If people send keys, we can get Tyrion vouchers and the no, this didn't update. But we can get the vouchers and keep getting those legendaries done as well. So there's a good sense of like flow to what we're doing if we do it that way. I think that's a good idea. So that means that our next big focus after this next drink event is going to be on the concert event and that race. No, we didn't get the Zeotonic. We tried today for the first time in a long time, but that was good. Beard Tongue, you're 67, seriously. Beard Tongue, if you're 67, what to you is like early gaming? What games were you really enthusiastic about? Were you like getting into them like, you know, with the Resurgence, like late 80s, early 90s? Yeah, we do have to be patient to set the events. That's what we're going to be doing for sure. What place in game do you think symbolizes Aurian failure the most visually? Well, it depends what you believe the Aurian failure was. I'm assuming you mean the Cataclysm, right? I think probably Siren's Landing is the most, like, ruinous. It shows both their great architecture and just the fall of it all really, really well. I mean, I think that there are some striking visual places all over it all. Thinking of Siren's Landing again, there's just looking at that big tower jumping puzzle, especially when you disable fog. So I don't know whether that really counts anymore. But it's incredible. It looks so fucking cool. I think the very center area where you fight Loopy as well, where all those arches that you see start spiraling and cascading from even as far away as the Cursed Shore, they all lead to Arar, and then they bounce into the very heart of Arar, and that's where you fight Loopy. I think that, like, central chamber is pretty cool. But any, like, specific single vista, I mean, there's a lot of great just, like, ruined areas. The Vizier's Tower might be a really good... I don't know how it looks visually, but as far as the lore is concerned, the Vizier's Tower is a pretty great landmark, obviously, because that's where the Lost Scrolls were actually read from. It's not really the epicenter of the destruction, as we know, it's not near the edge. But, you know, if you're going to pinpoint a really great place, it's that. And when the patch last year came out, where we saw the Vizier's Tower at another sort of period in time, we heard quite clearly that there were followers of Kilbron. Kilbron wasn't acting alone. He actually had some supporters that defended him as he read from them. What else? I think the Balthazar area looks really pretty in both Straits and Sirens. But I don't know. What does pretty mean? How does pretty mean this is their failure? I don't think that quite lines up, really. I think the Vizier's Tower in lore is probably one of the better bits. Early gaming for you was Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, the arcade games they had in local taverns. You're a boomer, you're 62. You've got multiple 60-year-olds in your guild. So, these 60-year-olds, were they like in their 40s when Guild Wars 1 came out? And they were like, fuck it, we'll play? That's a weird thought. With that little observation there, it's kind of a weird link for me. It makes me feel like I can see my life unfold all the way up to 60 right now in the blink of an eye. You had a 6-year-old during Guild Wars 1. So what, they're coming up on their 80s now? Dude, see, this is what I mean. Like, what is this? This isn't content. We're just standing here. Just, ugh. I'm going to sit on the stool. And I'm going to wait. Oh, Kazmir's up. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Don't I still need a thing for Kazmir? Or did I get it done? Yeah, I guess I have the Kazmir event done now. I did not acknowledge when that happened. But I think I've got it done. I don't see needing to kill our illusions. I think we're all good. Kazmir just finished anyway. So, yeah. You have a 68-year-old in your guild who's a plat in PvP. Oh, you've got to tell me the account name. You've got to tell me the account name. The thought that I've been fighting against an almost 70-year-old is quite profound to me. What's the account name of this 68-year-old? You could whisper it to me in-game. GQ something. You're not online right now. Which region is that? That's NA, right? You have a 68-year-old German in guild, plays Guild Wars 2 with the Razor. Nostramo is really good at Necro and World vs. World. You mean spamming? Zing! Zing, bitches! I mean, is there truly a higher standard of player than a Scourge in World vs. World? I'll tell you what, there is. That's a Soul Beast on a keep with a longbow in World vs. World. He duos with his grandson. Oh, that's very sweet. remember when the devs pointed out like the guild system and the fact you could have 5 guilds. The idea was you could have like a guild for just your family, and then you could have a guild for like your school friends, and then you could have a guild for the power nerds, and then you could have, you know, a trade guild maybe or something. Like that we have different friend circles, and so why not let people have guilds for each of them? Why force them in or out of a certain thing? But my guild is my family, love heart. Do you know what? I've always disliked that sentiment. I've met a lot of people over the years as well who get really fucking weird about guilds and like think of them as surrogate families, and like if they're like, you know, in a senior position in the guild, they're like the guild's mummy, right? And they're like, oh, you can come to me, we all love each other here. I've interacted with a lot of that stuff, and I've always thought it's really weird, and I don't get the sense. I'm just a cold-hearted twat pretty much. I just don't get why people are looking for surrogate families in video game guild communities, but a lot of people do, and they get really prideful and wholesome and teary-eyed about all that stuff. And I'm just not on board with it. You know, I was watching Harry Potter yesterday, like I say, and we were wondering what house we'd be in. And I said I'd probably be in Hufflepuff because I don't think I'm very smart or anything, right? And one of the guys was like, yeah, I could see that instantly. And I was like, fuck's sake. But I don't even know whether I would be Hufflepuff, right? Because Hufflepuff, they're all like family, and they're all like, and they're like emotions, and they're like lovey-dovey. And I don't give a shit about any of that. So, I don't know. I don't know. You say I'm jaded, but man, you're so alone in your heart. What do you mean? I don't feel alone. I do not feel alone even remotely. Oh, the event's up. What's wrong with me? Okay, wait. This is why I'm in Hufflepuff. Okay, Dredge Vodka. I like how it's Dredge Vodka. That's a nice little touch. Okay, next. Grog. There it is. Struggling to read. Give me the... What? You don't want grog? He wants the special. Bring me the special! Special from behind the bar. There we go. We got it. 1 AP and hard earned. Make sure all Flame Legion cubs feel okay. That's the story one. Okay, now we just sit and wait and do this. Oh, but is it really once every 2 hours this fucking thing comes up? This only comes up when this comes up, right? They like line up. So merchandise collector, do we dare just buy something? Let's see what the prices are. First, I'm going to search up the gaze. It's not even on there. We only have 4 gold. 500 in there. Of the Khan. Damn, son. 8,000. We're going to need an invisible slippers level donation for that. So multiple legendaries right there. Okay, so we don't worry about that just yet. Next, the Eben Pauldrons. I always think this rune description is really weird with the extra, the change of the color. You need 2 shoulders and 1 weapon for max AP. Yeah, Ashfall, I think will be cheap, right? 50 gold. Here it is, 80 gold. Yeah, it's quite a lot of money. This is actually, we're a bit away from this. The weapons doubled in price this week. Did they really? Alright, well, let's not worry about that one. I think we're kind of done then, aren't we? I'll pick up my cash, but I think we're done until the concert comes up. But the concert only comes up as night is falling. And we're about done with the regular stream time here anyway. Maybe there's something mini I can squeeze in here at the end. But I think we got some good progress. You know, pretty much par for the course kind of experience. I love that guy standing on top of the glass dome up there. That was a really cool little moment there for me. I used to always sit... this was a thing I like to do. come into the bank room. And when mounts got added, obviously you can just come onto this. And you can like sit on a chair here or wait here on a mount. I always like this because you're very obvious that you're up here and everyone will see you. Look at that. And when they're down below at the bank, they'll be like, oh, there's a guy up there on a badger. To Quattle if I need it in 10 minutes. Yeah, all right. I'll go to tech. I probably won't stream it though, but I will kill tech for free. It's a good moment to set it up, build templates. I can just quickly swap to a support build, just spam heals on whoever. I'm early enough that I should get into a good map, and who knows, might get a Tequatl weapon. If I do get a Tequatl weapon, you can bet your ass I'll show you it on the next stream. And if I get any legendary weapon progress, because we do have a lot of those things going on at the moment, I can show you guys that as well. But let's just see here. So, wild bosses, Tequatl, clean map. Join on the commander. Oh, it's full. Holy shit. I guess I am late. Alright, I'll just make my own then. If you guys want to join. Tech, new map. And then we will just hit thingy. Yeah, so last moment, guys. Anybody got any questions for me? We'll go Magi's support this time. Soothing Mist. Anyone got any questions or anything that I didn't mention? Probably should have. Let me know. You know, I kind of want to try Druid runes on this build. And maybe swap one of the shouts out for like the most spammable glyph I can. That would be power. But I don't know. I still don't see it. Now, if they added like an ammunition system to glyphs or a glyph or a trait, like if they changed the air trait on Ellie to be like your glyphs have ammunition now and reworked power obviously straight away because of the Weaver implications in PvP at the moment. But if they did that, you might find that there's a really fun Druid rune hybrid Tempest build. That'd be super cool. Are we doing the AT? Yeah, I think if we try it today and we have Peishi following targets instead of setting them so that we don't get wildly split and play shit. And I think Noct, we really have to get it out of your head that you're doing objectives because I think we throw with that a lot. But as soon as those two are done, I actually think it could be alright. I'm still not sure about how slow we are, but we'll see. It's in 2 hours, so it's a bit away. It's at 10 o'clock. It was midnight 2 days ago, 11 the day before. 10 yesterday, sorry, and then it would be 9 for me today, 10 for you guys. Oh, he's not here today. Damn it. Well, we'll do it anyway. Yeah, I'm in LFG. Somebody asked me if I'm in LFG. I am. Maybe I'll stay for tech. Why not? What else is this? Quick one. Did you see this post? Don't know how much we should analyze it, but it's nice. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. That's Tom Abernathy. I'm scrolling up. You find Hufflepuff are fake Ravenclaw pretending to be modest. Wait, what? Hufflepuff are fake Ravenclaw pretending to be modest. No, I think that there's the thing though, like the whole like they're stupid in there, but I don't think that's actually the idea. Obviously, I think the idea is that that's like the derisive way of thinking of them, similar to how, you know, all Slytherin are just power-hungry dictators and horrible people. No, they're just ambitious people, right? There's a difference between ambition and a thirst for greatness and just being evil, right? Also, I think like the negative Gryffindor stereotype is like that they're jocks, basically. They're all like narcissistic, cool dudes kind of thing that, like, you know, don't try hard enough, or, you know. But then the virtuous side of that, the virtuous interpretation is that they're courageous or whatnot. Ravenclaw don't seem to have a defining, like, I don't know, an easily graspable negative stereotype about them that I think of anyway. Maybe the sense that they're sly, but again, I think of that as more of a Slytherin thing, you know. I don't know. Stuck up know-it-all. Yeah, maybe. Pretension, that's a good one as well. Alright, well, chat's pretty much died down anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. cheers, guys. Thanks very much, and I will see you on the next one tomorrow. Same time, every day. Cheers, guys. Take it easy, and have a good one.